Seahawks. In the spirit of sportsmanship, we ask all fans act responsibly and courteously to those around you. Use of language or disorderly conduct is unacceptable and unwelcome at this event. Let's support the student athletes, the coaches, the officials, and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Thank you. By the way, this game is also being live streamed on the Jesuit Hyer Sports Network on YouTube. Now let's meet the teams. First, the visitors on the scoreboard. Maybe the Seminole Seahawks that come with a record of 20 wins and 8 losses. Their starting lineup, excuse me, their non-starters are number 4, Dave Collin, coming down the first baseline. Number 6, Ryan Lindsay. Number 7, Graham Conner. Number 8, Ryder Hill. Number 9, Matthew Walker. Number 10, Alec Yingling. Number 11, Braylon Walston. Number 19, Tyler Davis. Number 20, Cooper Walker.
Let him know it's the Warhawks, not the Seahawks.
Number 24, Jordan Sturks. Number 25, Ethan Turner. Number 44, Christian Thomas. The starting lineup for the Seahawks is offered to the shortstop, number 1, Patrick Plessy. Batting second is number 15, Noah Ritchie, the first baseman. Batting third will be a designated hitter, number 27, Jackson Clear. Batting for tonight's starting pitcher, number 5, Billy White. Batting cleanup is number 2, Cole Worley, left fielder. Batting fifth is number 13, Neil Lockrock, the first baseman. Batting the next spot is number 16, Hayden Wilker, the right fielder. Batting seventh is number 23, Reese Sanchez, the catcher. Batting eighth is number 21, Dalton Gillespie, the center fielder. And batting ninth is number 3, Harvey Gordon, the second baseman. The head coach of the Warhawks is Eddie Moravec. His assistants are Pete Steckbar, Rick Chapman, John Riley, Rich Baldwin, Elijah Moravec, and Nick Carnieri. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Jesuit Tigers. They come in with a record of 22 wins and 5 losses. The non-starters for the Tigers are number 7, Hector Rivera, number 9, Peter Bedford, number 10, Nico Perez, number 11, Jack Polk, number 14, Jay Kirchner, number 21, Brian Schultz, number 24, Johnny Adams, number 47, Lee Amorella, number 28, Eric Norris, number 30, Jackson Benitez, number 35, Shane Luck, and number 33, Joel Ryan. Starting lineup for the Tigers tonight, we didn't develop the number 8, Ben Burke, playing left field. Batting the first spot will be the first baseman, number 12, Griffin Bolson. Batting third is the center fielder, number 2, Cameron Burkhaw. Batting cleanup tonight's shortstop, number 5, Wilson Anderson. Batting number 5 spot is Bryce Possessi, the third baseman, number 42. Batting the 6th spot is a designated hitter, number 1, Christian Sheffield. He'll be batting for tonight's starting pitcher, number 4, Kate Wechter. Batting seventh is number 6, Grady Marshall. Batting the 8th spot is the second baseman, number 3, Hudson Rivera. The batting ninth is the right fielder, number 16, Mason Greco. Also, the assistant coaches for the Tigers with Martinez, Tim Ball, Mike Stillman, Mike Swenson, David Gibson, and head coach Miguel Medina. We also want to welcome the umpires for tonight's game. Over at third base will be Jack Rowe. At first base, Joaquin Burgos. And behind the plate, Kyle Kulaba. Now, folks, we ask you to please stand for an opening prayer to be followed by the playing of our national anthem as we honor America. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Almighty God, we ask for your blessing on all gathered for this game between Jesuit High School and the Seminole Warhawks. We are especially praying for the young men who compete here tonight. May they play to the best of their ability, free from injury, and according to the highest standards of sportsmanship. And may all of us in our daily lives seek to do your will for your greater glory through Christ our Lord. Amen. St. Ignatius of Loyola, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, about that time, live streamers. Regional semifinals. Doug Polite's here at Hyer Family Park. It is Jesuit and Seminole. It's the Seminole Warhawks coming over to Hyer Family Park to take on the Jesuit Tigers. Maybe a tiny little puff of a breeze out there, but not much. Not a factor. What is a factor? The sun. It is just setting over there in the western sky, and it'll be staring right in the face of everybody on the left side of the field. All right, folks, so who's Jesuit sending out there? Caden Wechter. Caden, as decorated as they come, a Team USA gold medalist from last year. Caden, a 6'3" senior who has thrown 46 innings for the Tigers this year, striking out 64 and walking only 14. He's the number 2 ranked right-handed pitcher in the country and the number 1 right-handed pitcher in the state of Florida. And he will face not only the Seminoles, but as usual, a gallery of scouts and radar guns up here in the bleachers underneath the press box here. Future Florida State Seminole, if he does not choose a higher route on his way to what looks to be a promising professional career. Caden leads the team in whip, walks plus hits per innings pitch, and batting average against. The opponents are only hitting 153 against Caden. He has a first pitch strike percentage of 63%, throws a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and couples it with a killer cutter/slider that when he has them both working, it is really, really tough on the opponents. Who are those opponents tonight? The Seminole Warhawks will send Patrick Mazie, Noah Ritchie, Jackson Fear, Cole Worley, Neil Rothrock, Hayden Winkle, Reese Sanchez, Dalton Palestra, and Carter Dougherty to the plate to face Wechter. Who's behind Wechter? Wechter will be supported in the infield. Third base, Bryce Bassesi. Shortstop, Wilson Anderson. Second base, Hudson Rivera. First base, Griffin Bozen. Behind the plate, as usual, Brady Marshall. Left to right in the outfield, Ben Burke, Cannon Murtaugh, and Mason Greco over in right. We are ready to start this thing. Top half of the first inning, and like I said, left fielder, third baseman, shortstop, all staring down a sunset for these first few innings. That is a country song, if any of you budding Nashvillians are out there listening. Staring down a sunset. I'm giving you pearls here. Okay, Patrick Mazie steps in to face Caden Wechter. Patrick, a 3-time perfect game all-tournament selection. Into the windup, he slings one in there, and he slings it across. That is strike one called, and we're underway. Top half of the first inning, and Wechter works quickly. Back into the windup already. And that one is sliced up into the netting, and quickly, Caden Wechter is up 0-2 on Patrick Mazie, the starting shortstop. Austin Ford on sound effects, everybody. And there is the slider, and there is strikeout number 1. He has buckled more knees than Ricketts with that thing, folks. It's 3 pitches and 3 strikes and 1 out. He's going to bring up left-handed hitting Noah Ritchie. Noah going to go play for Polk State Community College in the Suncoast Conference up in Winter Haven. Going to play for the Eagles. Tapped right back to Wechter. Hauls it in, tosses it over. Quickly, that's out number 2. 1-3 ground out, and that's what a pitching coach and a starting coach and a head coach like to see out of their starting pitcher is little 1-pitch outs. All right, Jackson Fear, 6'4", 205-pound senior right-hander, 2-time all-tournament selection. He's DHing tonight. He lets strike 1 go across, and Wechter is 5 pitches, 5 strikes so far. And at last, he's thrown a ball and a strike, and we're in the top half of the first inning, 2 away. Warhawks of Seminole High School here in this region's semifinal. That one, a changeup that is down and a bit dusty. It's now 2-1. We got Pam up in Duluth, Minnesota, as always. Diane in Ocala. Everybody else, if you're watching the live stream, fastball too tall. A lot on it, but it's a little too tall. If you're watching the live stream, tell a couple, 3 friends. Let's get the number up tonight. This is a region semifinal. Do your part, live streamers. 3-1. And he doesn't give up many bases on balls, but he does there, and that's going to bring up Cole Worley. We're trying to work with some of the conditions are not helping our center field camera, but we're going to try and bring it to you. It looks like we're getting the signal straight. Otherwise, it's kind of a snowstorm look sometimes. So if we see that we're getting a lot of that interference, we'll just go to this stationary camera up here. Hit in the air to right field. Mason Greco tracks it, stands under it, snags it. That's out number 3 on 10 total pitches. All right, top half of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 Warhawk left on base. We move to the bottom of the first inning. It is Jesuit 0 and Seminole 0. Okay, folks, who is going to be pitching for Seminole tonight? That's going to be Bailey White. Let me run down Bailey. Bailey, he's a junior, a right-hander who's going to be slinging it for the Warhawks tonight. Behind him is going to be Cole Worley in left, Dalton Palestra in center, and Hayden Winkle in right. Left to right in the infield is Rothrock, Maisie, Dougherty, and Ritchie. Reese Sanchez behind the plate. Mike Gallagher doing his usual fantastic camera work down there. He's getting shots at every angle here. And he can hear everything I say, so I will torture him with every goofy, nonsensical thing that pops into my mind. Like that's a big departure from what I usually do. All right, we got Ben Burke, Griffin Bozen, Cannon Murtaugh, Wilson Anderson, Bryce Bassesi, Christian Sheffield, Brady Marshall, Hudson Rivera, and Mason Greco. All right, live stream team, who we got coming up? We're going to lead off with a familiar face, left-handed hitting senior Ben Burke, two-way player playing for Appalachian State. Hey, if you're from Seminole and you're watching in on this, let us know who you're watching. Which young man are you here watching? He spins one in there. It's a little bit low, ball 1. So White misses on his first pitch. Ben Burke doesn't fish a whole lot here. He's going to make you come in there. That one a little bit low, too. From the time White gets his signal to the time he's into that windup is less than a second. He's got a very quick entry into his windup. There he goes. He gets the spinner in there that gets the outside corners. 2-1. Burke tied for the lead with stolen bases with 10 on the team. And he hits one. Starboard side, gets right past a sliding Carter Dougherty for a base hit into right field. And Ben Burke is on first base. And that is a pretty good way to start this thing, to let some of these hitters that come behind him that have a lot of power, certainly gap to gap if you're Griffin Bozen, see if they can move him around the bases. Bozen leading in many offensive categories. The 6'5 junior leading the team in home runs, on-base percentage, on-base plus slugging, runs scored, and walks. He's a 13-time all-tournament selection, headed to Duke. Going to play up there in Durham, North Carolina for the Blue Devils. But he's still got a year here at Jesuit. Has had a marvelous junior season swinging the bat. And he hits one in the exact same place. And that one scooped up by Winkle in right field, and he fires it in. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And now runners at first and second. That brings up Cannon Murtaugh. Now, Cannon is headed up to Charlottesville. He's going to play for the Virginia Cavaliers. He's a senior, center fielder, 17-time all-tournament selection. He's rated as the 15th ranked outfielder in this senior class in the state of Florida. He squares to bunt, lets a spinner go a little bit high. It's ball one. Cannon, interesting statistically, he's had 19 hits, missed about the first third of the season with an injury, but has gotten it done and obviously earned this third spot in the order. 11 RBIs, he's stolen 9 bags, scored 19 runs. He's walked 6 times, but he's been hit by pitch 13 times. That one's in there for a called strike. A ball and a strike now. Again, Tigers aboard. Nobody out. Leadoff hitter Burke single to right. Second hitter Griffin Bosen single to right. And now center fielder Cannon Murtaugh, who leads the team in doubles with 9. Stands in. He squares to bunt and lets strike 2 go over the outside corner. And White comes set at the belt. He kicks and delivers. That one bounces in there, evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on. I'm sure Jerry up in Jacksonville Beach is here watching Cannon. Oh, no. Cannon thought that was a little bit outside, I'm sure, but gets rung up on that one. And it's going to bring up Wilson Anderson. Now, Wilson, future Mississippi State Bulldog, certainly a two-way player. He's a former Team USA player on the 15U team a couple years ago. 22 all-tournament selections. He's a 2-time tournament MVP. He leads this team in hits, triples, slugging, RBI. Really swings it, and that doesn't even get to what he does on the mound. There's a strike right at that same spot. So White has it dialed in on that outside corner. Wilson tied with Murtaugh with 9 doubles. Total of 34 hits. That leads the team. He's a .405 hitter. He swings and fouls that one back over the grandstand. And the count moves to 0-2. Bottom half of the first. Regional semifinals. Seminole Warhawks here at Hyer Family Park. And Jesuit got a donut on them from Caden Wechter in the top half of the first. Got the first 2 runners on base hits to right field, and they're still right where they were at that time. Waiting for Wilson Anderson to do his thing, see if he can move them around a little bit. Bailey White slings. That is swung on and lifted. Foul. Is it out of play? Looks like he's going to have a play on it, and he does make it, and that is Noah Ritchie over there. My view is blocked by the first base dugout. It almost looked like it was going to go out of play, but he hustled over there. Nice play by Noah Ritchie. And he does his part to try and help out Bailey White, see if he can quell this threat. And that's going to bring up Bryce Besessi. Bryce, future Baylor Bear. He's a junior, 6'1", third baseman, a 27-time all-tournament selection. He's been a tournament MVP as well in a perfect game event. That one down and dusty, 1-0. And the reverse pivot move to encourage Ben Burke to return to second base. That one hit in the air left side. Could be trouble with the sun. That one's drifting toward the left field line. Under it is Cole Worley, but he does make the grab, and the third out. Nicely done by the Warhawks as the first two runners get aboard, but they stay right where they are, and that's how the inning ends. Nicely done by Bailey White. Okay, bottom half of the first inning, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 Tigers left on base. We're through 1 complete. It is Jesuit 0 and Seminole 0. Jerry Rigg, you know who it is? And of course I do. That's good. Thanks, Doc. JG from Jack's Beach coming in. Let's go, Mert. I love it. I love it. I love it. Very nice, folks. And we already got somebody come up from the Seminole fans. I think Letting had. Letting said the Seminole Seahawks, and one of the moms came up and said, it's the Warhawks. So I think we got him back on track, Warhawk fans. Okay, due up Rothrock, Winkle, and Sanchez. All right, Neil Rothrock, a 2-time all-tournament selection. He's a senior, 6'1", 220. Third baseman, big kid. He'll stand in to face Wechter. And Caden gets his sign from Marshall into the windup. And that one right in on the hand, so he gets a little tap foul ball down into his own foot, and then it drifts into, kind of dribbles over toward the third base side. But dead ball once it hits his foot, foul ball. 0-1. Again, no appreciable breeze whatsoever. That's going to be different tomorrow for sure. There's that slider, and he gets a swing and a miss. The usual cool demeanor from Caden Wechter, and the same pitch. That time he kind of gets the very end of the bat on it. Taps it back to the backstop. And Wechter with 13 pitches, 9 strikes, 4 balls. Leadoff hitter of this inning, third baseman Neil Rothrock. He gets a swing and a miss on the same pitch. And he's got that one working tonight. It's going to bring up Hayden Winkle, who's a left-handed hitting junior right fielder. Has been an all-tournament selection in a perfect game event. And he will be batter number 2 in this top half of the second inning. Wechter fires one in there. It's too tall. 1-0. Hey, look at that. We got the center field camera going. Okay, way to go, Colin Rivera. Behind the scenes, folks, Colin Rivera. He's the tech guru that puts all this together. And that one is tapped foul, really high bounce. Hustling over is Reese Sanchez from the on-deck circle to gather that up. He'll deliver it to the home plate umpire when he heads up there. 2-1. Fastball's in there, and an effortless 90-plus fastball right over the outside corner, and the signature 2-strike sound effect from Austin Ford. DJ Austin, folks. And that one, the slider, tapped right back to Caden Wechter, and that seems to be a patented maneuver so far. As he runs it over, tosses it underhand to Griffin Boson, and gets the 1-3 ground down. All right, Reese Sanchez, 7-hole hitter. He's the junior catcher, 6'2", 190. There's that slider, and that's over for a strike. 20 pitches, 14 strikes. So Caden Wechter, super sharp so far. A lot of zip there, but a little bit too high, and it's a ball and a strike. 125 of you guys so far. Big groan from the Jesuit faithful. Into the windup for the 2-1. He slings that in. That's hit in the air. Starboard side. Mason Greco runs in, calls everybody off, squeezes it. Out number 3 is in the books. All right, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Nobody reached base in the top half of the second inning for the Warhawks, and we move to bottom of the second. 0-0. Due up for Jesuit will be Christian Sheffield, the DH, Brady Marshall catching, and Hudson Rivera, the second baseman. Okay, future Florida A&M Rattler, Christian Sheffield, tied for first on the team with 10 stolen bases this year in his senior season. 6-foot senior. And Christian, a .265 hitter, 22 hits on the year, 5 doubles, driven in 14, scored 21 runs, an 11-time all-tournament selection. Again, he's going to head up to Tallahassee and play for Florida A&M. There's a breaking pitch from Bailey White, who had a nice first inning. Gave up 2 ground ball singles in that 3-4 hole on the right side, but then everything stopped there. Got the next 3 guys out. And holds this lineup scoreless. Well done. It's 2-0 to start off this bottom of the second. As Sheffield calls for timeout, gets his feet settled, and he's ready. There is that breaking pitch, and he's got it. White throws sort of a slow looping curveball that is considerably slower than his fastball, and he lands it for a strike. He does a really nice job of staying right around the plate. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes as he follows it up with a straight fastball over the outside half. Couple of balls, couple of strikes, and Sheffield in protect mode here. Off the mark, off the outside edge, and now we're full. And he gets him, he waves him on that slow curveball just out of the reach of the bat. And Bailey records a strikeout to lead off this bottom half of the second inning. He's going to bring up Brady Marshall. Everybody that's a Jesuit fan knows Brady. Leads the team in average at .408. racks up single after single. 31 singles this year. Sorry, 29 singles. All right, 28. Total of 31 hits. Called strike to start it off, and he bounces one over to first base. It is gloved over there by Richie, who jogs over, steps on first, and out number 2's in the books. All right, 2 up, 2 down. Hudson Rivera comes up. The 5'8" sophomore, absolutely stellar in the field this year. Has done a good job with the bat in his first varsity action this year. He's built himself a .246 average, OBP .375, 16 hits. That one a little outside, off the outside edge. 2-0. He's driven in 11 runs, stolen 3 bags, scored 8, walked 8 times, so a very solid sophomore campaign for Huddy. Slow, sort of looping curveball, and it is on the mark. Bailey White is pulling the string on that one perfectly so far. And he follows it up with a fastball that has enough pep on it to kind of freeze the Jesuit hitters so far as it comes in over the outside edge. And he gets him swinging on the curveball. Very well done from Bailey White tonight so far in 2 innings of work. He's thrown 28 pitches, 18 strikes, 10 balls, and he is mixing it up just beautifully. We're through 2 innings complete, and another 3 up, 3 down keeps it 0-0, Jesuit and Warhawks. Due up Greco, and then top of the order, Burke and Boson. Thank you, Kimberly Miller. How about that? You're welcome, Kimberly. You got to like those alumni parents still tuning in to Jesuit ball. Anyone from Zag, jump in the chat if you're here, if you're watching from the Seminole side of things too. Maybe you couldn't make it across the pond here and watch. Let us know which young guy you're watching. The way the format is, folks, is that you know, the quarterfinals last week, that was Jesuit against Lemon Bay, and it's a single game, okay? This series, the semifinal round of the regions and then the final round, are best 2 of 3. So it's a Friday night game and then a potential Saturday doubleheader. Okay, Dalton Palestra heads up to face Caden Wechter. Dalton, the center fielder. Wechter, 23 pitches so far, 15 strikes. A bunt down the third base line, fielded by Bassesi. Perfectly done on the run. Throws a strike right to the chest of Griffin Boson to get him by a step. That is how you play it, folks. Bassesi comes streaking in from third base. The transfer over flawlessly done. Just really nicely done by Bassesi. One away. Up steps Carter Dougherty. Carter, the second baseman. He's a junior, 5'11", 2-time all-tournament selection. Fastball from Wechter. Outside, it's 2-0. That one's in there, and a lot of zip on that. I don't have a radar gun, but it was quick. 2-1. That one hit hard in the air over the head of a leaping Hudson Rivera to right center field. Greco scoops it up and gets it in. And the first hit of the night for Seminole goes to Carter Dougherty on an opposite field line drive. Back to the top of the order, Patrick Mazie. Patrick, a called strikeout, his first time up in the bottom of the first inning. Or sorry, top of the first inning. There is a slider from Wechter, is fouled back into the netting. As Patrick Mazie with one away and one teammate aboard. That's Carter Dougherty after his right field single. Wechter, his usual calm, steady demeanor up there. And he hits the mark there with strike two. It's 0-2. And that certainly puts a guy like Wechter in the driver's seat here. As he can go fastball, he can go changeup, he can go slider. The throw over to first base. Dougherty dives back. Again, a little bit of a puff of a breeze out there in right field. Not much. Not much to really impact anything. Tomorrow, we're supposed to get this line of storms tomorrow night, so I bet the breeze will pick up for tomorrow morning's game. That'll be at 11 o'clock tomorrow, folks. That one moved up, I would imagine, for two things. The game is at 11 o'clock tomorrow, and then if you need a second game, then it'll be completed hopefully before the storms arrive and in time for the Warhawks to make their prom tomorrow night. There's a fastball that is a called strike three over the outside edge. And Wechter is on a roll here. He's going to now face Noah Ritchie, big left-handed hitting first baseman, future Eagle of Polk State College. 6 foot, 180-pound senior, 8-time all-tournament selection. He tapped it right back to Wechter his first time up, and a quick fastball gets in there for an 0-1 count. A swing at I believe a changeup down in the dirt there. And 0-2. Familiar territory for Wechter so far tonight. He's gotten up 0-2 several times. Really handcuffs the opponent when he gets up with his arsenal of pitches here. Let's see what he chooses. He kicks and delivers. There goes the runner, and that one is sliced foul into the netting on the third base side, and Dougherty's going to head back to first base. Griffin Bozen's grandma watching. Okay, way to identify yourself. That's how you get a shout out. That one fouled off again. And Ritchie sends a whole bunch of kids scurrying after that one. Half a dozen young men just took off trying to retrieve foul balls here. Miguel Menendez is going to love those kids. 0-2. Oh, drifts a little bit outside. 1-2. Nice hold up by Noah Ritchie. Does not offer, and the big first baseman stares down a 1-2 count. The throw over to first base. Gets a dive back. And the 1-2 from Wechter. He gets a swinging strike three, but it gets away from Marshall. He runs it down. The throw over is not in time. Hit his foot or his shin guard and kicked over toward first base. And it's a strikeout, but it's a base runner. What you got there, Mike? Wild pitch? Pass. All right, the inning continues. Jackson Fear comes up. He walked his first time up. He's got 2 teammates aboard, but he's got 2 outs. That one hit in the air to right field. Greco's got a beat on it. He's got a glove on it. And out number 3 is in the books. Top of 3, no runs, 1 Warhawk hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. We move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Jesuit 0, Seminole 0. Monica Santana, Diane Stevenson. Loving it. Let's see, what's that? Look at the timing Saturday. Dennis Phillips, a local meteorologist, what's he saying? He's saying, oh, we got a new pitcher, folks. I'll get to the forecast later. Yep, number 9 has come in for Bailey White. It's going to be left-hander Matthew Walker. Matthew Walker, left-handed pitcher here. He's a junior, 5'7". Has been selected to an all-tournament team in a perfect game event. And I'm going to tell you, you got to like the strategy here. He's been through the order once. White did a fantastic job. Doesn't have overpowering stuff, but kept the hitters off balance. Everybody got one look at him, and he's out. Now you got a left-hander coming up. We'll see what his pitch mix is. I think I've seen a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup, but I don't know for sure. And now when you turn over the lineup here after Greco hits, then they're going to be seeing a fresh arm. So good strategy from the Warhawks so far. Scoreless tie headed into the bottom of the 3rd. Going to lead off with Mason Greco. Mason. All right, Mason, a 24-time all-tournament selection. He's been a tournament MVP. Late season addition to the starting lineup. The sophomore, 5'11", 175. Average 500. Again, a small sample size, not many at bats, but he's got 4 hits, a single, a triple, a home run, 4 RBIs. So staking his claim here. He hits one hard and high to left field. It gets past Cole Worley. Is it going to be a second base? Yeah, he screams around first base, dives head first into second, and a leadoff double off the left field wall for Mason Greco. Now that is how you plug in some enthusiasm into this lineup. It's going to bring up Ben Burke now, leadoff hitter, future Mountaineer of Appalachian State. The senior singled to right field his first time up. Ben, 23 hits on the year, has scored 22 runs, has walked 23 times, driven in 13, stolen 10, and none of that has anything to do with his pitching, which is stellar as always. There's a fastball from lefty Walker, that is off the mark off the outside edge. 1-0. On deck, lefty Griffin Boson, whose grandma is watching. Maybe she's cooking up something good. Or maybe she ordered out. You don't want to work that hard if you're going to watch your grandson play. Off the mark outside. And it's 2-0. And Burke, I'll tell you, he does not really chase much out of the zone. That's how you get 23 walks in a season. That one down and dusty, and Greco makes a run. Yeah, he makes a break for it and slides into third base. Thank you. So now Greco at third base. Nobody out. Burke with a 3-0 count. Meat of the lineup awaits because nobody's out yet. Walker delivers. And he delivers too high as Ben Burke gets walk number 24 of the season. And now Tigers at the corners, and Griffin Boson comes to the plate. And we're going to get a mound visit. There is activity over in the Warhawk bullpen. It looks like a sort of a sidewinder right-handed pitcher warming up over there. I can't tell his number, but Austin and Mike always have binoculars, and they'll be able to tell us when the time comes. But we got an infield meeting up there, and the outfielders all got together in center field. The shadows, as you can see, just about drifted all the way off the field now, so that shouldn't play a role anymore. We're getting a sunset here. All right, Griffin Boson, a .375 hitter, 30 hits on the year. He's had 5 home runs, driven in 21 teammates. He's scored 23 runs. Boson singled to right field his first time up, and the throw over to keep Ben honest. Another throw over to first base. Burke dives back safely. So bottom of the third, folks. Doug Polite's here bringing you the action, as always, from Hyer Family Park. Got a scoreless tie in the regional semifinal here against Seminole High School. But right now, there's a breaking pitch that's in for a strike, and Griffin doesn't like that call. He says, it's way down there. I'm a 6'5" G. How you got to throw it up here where I can hit it. Another throw over to first base. What's the sound effect? Exactly. There's got to be something. Let me work on that. I'll figure that out. We're trying to figure out what a good boring sound effect would be. There's a breaking pitch. That's a good-looking breaking pitch from Walker. But Boson out on his front foot but kept his hands back, and he fouls it back out of play, but he's now in two-strike mode. Look at Colin Rivera with the center field camera. We don't have all that snowstorm working. Way to go, Colin. Maybe now that the sun's set, it's not as hot out there. Call me crazy. I mean, I'm no physicist. Oh, 2. Griffin Boson leading the team in runs scored, walks, OPS, OBP, home runs. The 6'5" junior has been a heck of an addition to this offense. He gets him swinging on that breaking pitch. It's slow, and it drifts way away from the left-handed bats. But, you know, it's getting it done. All right, 1 out. That's going to bring up Cannon Murtaugh. Cannon, victim of strikeout his first time up on an outside corner-ish pitch. Man, I got to give it to Colin Rivera, man. He's busy trying to work on these cameras. He's like one of those guys valet parking at Burns. I mean, he is hustling, man. This guy's breaking a sweat. I can imagine Colin at home right now. Cannon digs that one up out of the dirt and fouls it back out of play. Sends a few Warhawk fans scurrying over there. And it's 0-1. Cannon's coming out hacking. 0-1. Tigers at the corners, 1 out. Nobody has scored. We're in the bottom of the third. Murtaugh trying to stop that and put something on the board for Jesuit. That one outside. A ball and a strike. That one hit in the air to right field. It's got some carry, but over there and making the grab is Winkle, but he's not going to be able to get it in time to keep Greco from scoring from third on the sacrifice fly, and Cannon Murtaugh breaks the scoreless tie on a sacrifice fly. All right, 1-0 Jesuit. He's going to bring up Wilson Anderson. Wilson, he sort of popped up kind of just behind their dugout. First time up, so a foul out. His first time up. Sure, he's been eager to get back up here. This time facing Matthew Walker, a lefty. 0-2, 1 man on. And on the off speed, well out in front of that one is Wilson. As Matthew Walker going mostly off speed here. That one, a spinner, is fouled straight back. Bounces close to the press box. And now all the kids are scurrying about trying to get it. I think it ended up with an adult. Somebody give that to that little gal. There you go. It was the sweetest little girl was looking for it, and somebody was nice enough to give it to her. 0-2. Her little face lit up. She's so happy to have that ball. 0-2. There he goes. That one hit on the ground exactly where Dougherty had vacated, and a perfect hit and run by Wilson Anderson as Burke took off for second. Dougherty, from his second base position, broke to second base and left the right side completely wide open, and just a softly hit ground ball makes it to right field on a base hit. Beautifully done. Bryce Besessi comes up. He lets a breaking pitch go for strike one. Bryce flew out down the left field line his first time up. An RBI opportunity here. It's 1-0 Jesuit, bottom of the third. The scoreless tie is broken, but there are 2 outs, and Jesuit would love to put a crooked number up there. That's that same breaking pitch. This one just a little bit. It's like it's starting to break a little bit, tiny bit too early, and it's allowing Besessi to get a read on it and see that it's tracking a little bit outside, and so he's letting it go. That one up high. It's not a late sharp break. It's kind of a drifting, more of a looping break out away from these lefties. If it started 2 feet closer to the plate, I think he'd get a swing and a miss on some of these, or a swing and a weak contact. That one too tall. It's 3-1. So Walker in a tough spot here as he has a 3-1 count. He has room for Bassesi on base here because second base is open. But you don't want to give anything for free here. He steps off, kind of collects his thoughts, gets back on. Bassesi back into the batter's box, and everybody's ready again. 3-1. There is that breaking pitch, and 3-1. He throws a breaking pitch, comes right at Bassesi's knee, and then darts in at the end. That's when you want that thing to break. Perfectly done as that darts in for a strike at the last moment, and it's full count. Sheffield on deck. The throw over to first base. Again, no wind. Nearly clear sky here, just a few little wispy clouds here and there. But a beautiful evening for baseball. Full count, 2 outs, 2 men on. There goes the runner, and a high chopper, a Baltimore chop. Ritchie off first base, grabs it, but sprints over and beats Bassesi to first base to make the third out. All right, bottom half of the third. 1 Jesuit run, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We move to the top half of the 4th inning now. It's 1-0 Jesuit. 205 of you watching now. All right, all right. Challenge accepted, say the live streamers out there. All right, DJ Austin Ford is breaking out the 80s freestyle, man. I don't know how these people can sit still listening to this. I got no idea. It's killing me sitting here. This is back to the old club days, man. I'm aging myself, I get it, but man. All right, Cole Worley, Neil Rothrock, and Hayden Winkle due up to face Wechter. Wechter, 39 pitches in the 3 innings so far, 28 of them strikes. All right, Worley flew out to right field his first time up. A swing and a whiff on a slider, 0-1. Wechter just sharp as can be so far. Fastball is in there and has got a lot of pep on it. 0-2. Again, another 0-2 count. And that one, a high chopper. Wilson Anderson grabs it right over his left shoulder. And an easy toss across for out number 1. All right, Neil Rothrock, who was a victim of a swinging strikeout his first time up. He'll come up. Live chat, folks. Anybody watching the Warhawks? Let's see who you are, who you watching. A swing and an empty hack on a high fastball, and the count is, you guessed it, 0-2. Fastball right there, called strike 3. Wechter continues to just steamroll through the lineup here. After that the one base runner, I don't think anyone else has reached. Hayden Winkle had a soft tapper right back to Wechter his first time up. And he lets strike one over the outside edge go. It's 0-1. Top half of the fourth. Jesuit up 1-0. That one, a bouncing ball over to Griffin Boson, who it pops right over his head on a bad hop. Goodness gracious, he had it. He was right in front of it, squared up right in front of that. It hit that lip right at the dirt cutout, and goodness, it popped right over his head. That is going to be an infield or a base hit, not an infield. It went on into the outfield. Goodness gracious, you know he's just saying, no way. What bad luck there. All right, well, Mike, I got 2 outs, man. Reese Sanchez up. He had a fly out to shallow right field his first time up, and the count is 0-1. The throw over to first base. Safe. Sanchez, the catcher. Awaits, and nothing there. Another throw over. I think they're expecting Winkle to make a break for it. Here comes the 0-1. There goes Winkle. That one hit in the air to shallow center field, and Murtaugh not able to get there in time. It bounces in front of him, and that's a single. We're going to get a runner for the catcher Sanchez, and that is going to be number 4, Dane McClellan. All right, so Winkle at first. He got the sort of the bad hop single over Griffin Boson at first base, and then Dane McClellan running for Sanchez, who singled to center. Dalton Palestra, the center fielder, he grounded out to third base his first time up, and Wechter goes full-on Dothraki there. Fires one in. Like he's one of those dragons sitting on Khaleesi's shoulder. And that one, fastball up right at the letters and inside, and it's a foul ball, and we are at an 0-2 count. Two strikes, 2 men on, 2 out. Yeah. Colin Rivera is trying, folks. He's trying with that center field camera, but it wants to help, but it just can't. The runners break, ball outside, the throw to third, and he got him. Nice play by Brady Marshall, who slings it over to Bassesi, who pops the tag down and gets Winkle sliding. Ending the inning at third base. All right, Warhawks, no runs, 2 hits, one man left on base, no errors. We move to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Jesuit 1 and Seminole 0. Due up Sheffield, Marshall, and Rivera. Man, cranking up some old Billy Squire. Way to go, Austin. I'm liking the old Billy Squire, man. How about that? How many of you Gen X parents out there are liking this music as well? Can you even hear it? I think y'all can probably hear it. We got freestyle. We got some of the dance music. There's Billy Squire. Not a whole lot of pit bulls. Certainly no Debbie Gibson, I can tell you that. Not at the ballpark. All right, Christian Sheffield, he went down on strikes his first time up. 11-time all-tournament selection. Spins in there for strike one from the lefty, Matthew Walker. That one swung on and lifted. Looks like it's going to be foul on the right side. A great effort from Hayden Winkle getting over there. And I think it hit the heel of his glove as he dove for it. Great effort from Hayden Winkle out in right field. Went all the way into foul territory, but not able to come up with it. It's now 0-2. I mean, off the bat, it just looked like everybody in the field was just going to let that thing just sort of harmlessly fall over there by the right field bullpen. Everybody but Hayden Winkle. He was on his horse, man. He almost got that. 0-2. That one is tapped over to third base. It's fielded there and thrown off the base, but it is fielded or caught by Ritchie, and then he applies the tag to Christian Sheffield, and Christian's asking him, was I interfered? Miguel Menendez is going to come out and talk with him and say, did he impede my ability to get to first base? And Miguel's going to ask the first base umpire, and the umps are all going to get together on this. It's worth asking. I mean, he came off toward the home plate side of first base, right down the line. The throw was off the mark from Rothrock, and we'll see. If so, that'll be an errant throw. And they're calling him out. So that's going to be a 5-3 ground out. Worth asking. Brady Marshall comes up. Brady grounded out to first baseman Noah Ritchie. Now, Noah's been busy over there. He's not only just catching ground outs, but he's caught a foul out. He's had a number of ground balls to him. And that one is tapped over that way, but into the dugout. Foul ball. All right, Brady Marshall, again, leads the team with over a 400 average, which he has maintained pretty much the whole year. 0-1. It's just a stellar junior season for catcher Brady Marshall. And that one is tapped foul, kind of out in front of it. A bit of a lazy swing because I think he was out on his front foot, but gets the bat on it, 0-2. That one tapped foul on a breaking pitch down the third base line toward the dugout. Brady kind of shaking his head saying, not much I can do with that. At least I'm still alive up here. Let's see if he can line another one of those singles that he's done 28 times so far this year. And another foul ball. He taps that one kind of down into his own foot, then back into the netting here. Count stays 1-2. So far, Matthew Walker in relief. 28 pitches, 19 strikes. Has done a nice job. He's given up one run, but has done a good job of keeping the Tigers off balance. That one off the mark on the outside edge, 2-2. Brady, a 464 OBP, nearly 1,000 in OPS. Has driven in 14. There's a breaking pitch. Oh, and every Warhawk fan was celebrating, and Reese Sanchez was ready to throw that one over to Rothrock at third to celebrate the called strikeout. One guy remains unconvinced, and that's the home plate umpire. It's a little bit close to Brady Marshall, I believe. And so now it's a full count. Same pitch, and that one a soft liner into center field. And on the run is Dalton Palestra, who dives and makes the catch in shallow center field. What a great play out there by Palestra. Wow. I'm going to tell you, the Seminole Warhawks are here to play tonight. They are tough as a railroad spike out there in the field and at the plate. They have been excellent. Hudson Rivera comes up. He hits one in the air. Foul territory, right side. First baseman Ritchie drifts back toward fair territory, makes the grab, and finishes the inning. All right, we are through 4 complete. It is Jesuit 1 and Seminole 0. In that bottom half of the fourth, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So headed out for the top of the fifth, Caden Wechter. He's thrown 52 pitches, 40 of them strikes, 12 balls. Razor sharp. What's that?
12-5 is on the cross playoff game score. We're losing.
Oh, okay. Dennis Lopez tells me we are down in the playoffs of lacrosse, 12-5 in the third quarter. So the math is not in the Tigers' favor over on the lacrosse field right now. Hopefully they can rally. Hey, Kim Bymiller, yeah, I love it when it works. It's a work in progress, but the center field camera is great. It's just not, it's not the most reliable thing in the world. Not for lack of effort. Colin Rivera he is working hard trying to get that thing to work all the time, but, it just, it doesn't always want to cooperate. All right. Dalton Palestra, who just made that fantastic play in center field, he comes up. He grounded out to third base on a smooth as silk play by Bryce Possessi over there at the hot corner. Fastball right in there for strike one. I'd bet Caden Wechter's first pitch strike percentage tonight is 80%. I don't know. I don't have it right at my fingertips. And I wonder what his second pitch strike percentage is. They don't track that, but goodness. Just rifling it in there right now. A lot of zip on the fastball. A lot of bite on the slider. That one down in the dirt. 1-2. So 55 pitches, 42 strikes. Right around the zone all night. But it is a one-run game. Top of the fifth, and the tying run is in the batter's box. That one up high. Count evens up. 2-2. Rare's back and heaves one across the outside corner, and he catches Palestra looking and heads back to the dugout. Carter Dougherty's going to come up now. Carter had that line drive single over Hudson Rivera, the second base position over there. He lined it into right field his first time up. Fastball's in there. Strike one. So Dougherty 1 for 1 tonight. Wechter with the heater gets a swing and a miss. 0-2. what a treat to watch this young guy pitch. Man, oh man, you know in Tallahassee they're hoping he comes to campus. He gets a swinging, sort of a half swing strikeout. And brings up Patrick Mazie. Now Patrick has been called out on strikes twice. So you know he's been eager to get back in there against Wechter and see if he can turn around his fortunes here and get himself on base. That one bounces in there. Ball one. So 61 pitches, 46 strikes. What an efficient night so far for Wechter. And it is very well balanced for a very different style, but almost just as effective from the Warhawk pitchers. That was a screaming foul ball right at Noah Ritchie in the on-deck circle over there on the first base side. He had to dance out of the way of that one. A ball and a strike. 2 outs. Again, so far only 62 pitches for Wechter, so you know he's got plenty in the tank here. And that one hit hard on the ground to Wilson Anderson. Hauls it in and heaves it over, and it is scooped up by Griffin Boson, and that's out number 3. All right, a clean inning. 3 up, 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. Bottom of the 5th lies ahead. Due up Greco, Burke, and Boson. As it is 1-0 Jesuit. Okay, everybody, all you Gen Xers out there watching this, I guess you boomers as well. Who sings this song? Whoop, there it is. You can throw it into the chat. Don't look on Google. You know that's cheating. Just try, just off the top of your hat. Let's see if you know. I know, of course I know. I wouldn't ask if I didn't know already. Dennis, you know who sings this? Back again. Absolutely, tag team, back again. All right, Mason Greco, he doubled, sort of short hopped the left field wall, and then scored, and that's the game's only run so far. He'll face Matthew Walker. Walker, 32 pitches here, 21 strikes. He has been very solid here as a reliever, and the lefty delivers, and that one almost looked like a sort of a diving changeup there. Called strike 1. Very much a gamer Warhawk team here. That one fouled back into the netting. I mean, play good defense. They're scrappy hitters. Yes, you've had a number of strikeouts. Every team that faces Wechter strikes out a number of times. So what? They play great defense. Another foul ball there. Don't do anything they don't walk a lot of people. They don't beat themselves. Very much have to earn a victory against this Warhawk team. But you're not going to make it deep into the playoffs if you can't beat scrappy, tough teams. So we'll see if Jesuits got it. That's a ball outside. A ball and 2 strikes. He lets that go, and it bounces in. So it's kind of a dusty ball, too, there. 2-2. Got a pretty good crowd here tonight, folks. Some empty seats, but not a ton of them. 2-2. And that is a perfect job of hitting an outside two-strike breaking pitch. Couldn't let that go. It could have been called strike two or strike three. And Greco, as they say, went with it and just almost placed it over the head of first baseman Ritchie into right field just inside the foul line. And he's got himself his second base hit of the night. Beautiful job by Mason Greco. And he's at first, and it's going to bring up Ben Burke, who singled to the right side and walked. The throw over keeps Mason Greco honest. Burke, a bouncing ball to second base. Doherty, the flip to second base, gets the lead runner, but not enough time to double up Burke at first base, and it's going to be a fielder's choice. All right, brings up Boson. Burke is at first base after the fielder's choice. And they're going I think the Warhawk coach is asking, was Maisie interfered with by Greco? And I think the decision is no, he wasn't. As it brings up Griffin Boson. Griffin has singled and then struck out swinging. Griffin, 1178 OPS this year. 30 hits, 7 doubles, 5 home runs. Great offensive season. Out on his front foot and out ahead of that same slow breaking ball. That's what got him last time. This is where you tell those, all those hitting coaches to say, hit this ball to left center field. No matter what you got to do, hit it to left center field. And it keeps you from getting out so far in front of it. 0-1. That one is in there for strike two. It's 0-2. You got to think he's going to come back with that slow breaker and see if he can get Griffin off balance and sort of lunging after it. We'll see. There goes Burke. Ball outside. The throw down to second base is off the mark, and it's not in time, so it's going to be a straight steal of second base by Ben Burke. And he moves out of the tie for first base in steals and moves into the lead. All right, Griffin Boson with an RBI opportunity here. One man out, one man on. He gets him swinging. I think he was kind of looking for that breaking pitch, and he snuck a fastball kind of low. Don't know if it had been called a strike, but I think Griffin was fooled by that one. And that's the second out. Now Cannon Murtaugh, he has driven in the game's only run with a sac fly to right field. He is 0 for 1 right now. Matthew Walker delivers, and that one is chopped into or off the railing of the third base dugout. Foul ball, 0-1. Cannon Murtaugh would love to drive in a second run of the night. That one off the mark, off the outside edge. It's 1-1. Bottom of the fifth, 1-0 Jesuit regional semifinal. Seminole came to play tonight. Matthew Walker, 45 pitches, 30 strikes in relief so far of Bailey White. Looked back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and finally Cannon said, I've seen enough of this. Let's everybody reset. That one down and Dusty, nicely blocked by Sanchez. 2 balls and a strike. That one hit hard into left field. Worley catches it on one hop right up at his shoulder. And it was hit so hard that all you can do is just scamper over to third base if you're Ben Burke and stick around first base if you're Cannon Murtaugh. But the Tigers will take it. The inning stays alive on the hard line drive from Cannon Murtaugh. And now there are Tigers at the corners. That's going to bring up Wilson Anderson, and we're going to get a mound visit. He hit that one right on the button, too. All right, Wilson Anderson has popped out and then singled on a perfectly crafted hit and run as he guided a ground ball into the vacancy created at second base by the stealing runner. I don't think we're going to have a center field camera anymore tonight, folks. But I think the trial this year we have passed. I think everybody likes it. Center field camera is a good addition. It is a nice wrinkle to the broadcast. I agree. I like it. And that one hit in the air to by Wilson Anderson out to Dalton Palestra in center field. He camps under it, makes the catch, and the third out. It was kind of off the hands. Wilson sort of muscled it out there. All right, folks. In the bottom of the fifth, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on base. We move to the top of the sixth. Jesuit 1 and Seminole 0. All right, let me see what's going on with you guys in the chat. Let me see. Got anything? Let me see what you guys got to say. Colin decided to jump into the chat. He's tired of me telling his story. Okay. Oh, we got Bill and Sally in Iowa. Okay. Love it, guys. Love it. Watching from Iowa. Colin, I'm battling through with the center field camera. Oh, he does. I see somebody out there. Yeah, he must have sent Keaton out there to try to rehab that camera. All right. The things Colin Rivera does for you guys, man. I tell you. Send him a pizza. All right. Noah Ritchie, he has grounded out. That was a sort of a dribbler back to Wechter, and then he reached first, if you recall, on that drop third strike that was off Marshall's foot. Fastball, he sort of waves a half swing at an outside fastball, but umpire says, yep, he went. 0-1. Wechter is dialed in. 0-1, and that is a ground ball into the 5-6 hole. Diving for it is Wilson Anderson, who stops it, but not able to gather it and get an out of it, so it is going to be an infield hit from Noah Ritchie. Well done. I mean, well done. Nice piece of hitting, kind of off his fists the other way, but in a perfect spot, and he has a leadoff single. Jackson Fear comes up. He has walked and flown out to right field. And Wechter will now move to the stretch. That one fouled straight back into the netting. Okay, I just got a bulletin from Colin Rivera, and Colin says we're back. Yep, I see the center field camera. Who loves you? Who loves you with this center field camera? Colin Rivera is a high-tech G. 0-2. Nope, Dusty. Ball and 2 strikes. How many pitches for whom? I can barely hear you because he's thrown 68 pitches, my friend. 68, Mike. That is a high Baltimore chop. Grabbed at second base by Anderson. Steps on it, flips it over to first for an easy, smooth double play from Wilson Anderson at shortstop. All right, 2 away. Fastball up high, ball 1. All right, that's going to bring up Cole Worley, left fielder and cleanup hitter, has grounded out and flown out, and that is right in on his hands, a foul ball, a ball and a strike now. It looked like he half swung at it or almost just barely even moved his hands, but the ball hit the bat more than the bat hit the ball, and then went straight down. And I think popped right back up into the bat. I don't know. It's a foul ball, a ball and a strike. Fastball backs him up a little bit. Wechter with 72 pitches, 54 of them strikes. That one is chopped foul down the third base line. Lelouch is on fire tonight. 9 pitches, all of them strikes. He hits the mascot. God, that's such a good movie. 2-2. Breaking pitch off the outside edge. A swing and an empty hack. And Wechter is fired up after that one. Strikes out the third out in the top of the 6th. The Warhawks get no runs. They get a hit. No Tiger errors and nobody left on base. As the double play wiped out the base runner, we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's 1-0 Jesuit. Due up, Bassesi, Sheffield, Marshall. Whoa, is that some Beastie Boys? Man, it's hard to beat me at that game. That was spring break 1988, I think. 1989, something like that. Thank God there were no cell phone cameras. No record of anything. All right, Bassesi has flown out. Mr. Officer, you didn't hear that. All right, Bassesi has flown out to left and grounded out to second base. Looking for his first hit of the night, the future Baylor Bear. He's got another year here and then off to Waco. All right, bottom of the sixth. Here we go. 1-0 Jesuit. Walker, 48 pitches, 32 strikes. That looked like a changeup, just sort of floated in there, right over the inside edge. Bassesi thought the better of that. That's not the one he wants. And he stands back in, 0-1. And that one is tapped over toward the second baseman, hits his glove, pops straight up in the air, and that's going to be an error. Doherty does not get the handle on that one, and the leadoff man, Bassesi, is aboard. Sort of a soft grounder, and he kind of caught it in between hop. All right, brings up Christian Sheffield. He swung through strike three his first time up, and then he grounded out to third base. That one hit in the air to right field, hit pretty well. Winkle heads back, but he gets under it. He makes the catch and the out. Sheffield got a good piece of that one, almost to the warning track, but it's going to be out number one. All right, Brady Marshall comes up. Brady looking for his first hit of the night. He has grounded out and lined out. Sort of a soft liner. Remember, he hit that soft liner to center field that Palestra made that diving grab on. Such a good play. Like I said, I mean, Seminole is a really game team. They have come out here and they've made you earn every base runner, every out. Certainly every run, which is just one. Just a really, really impressive team that makes you're going to beat them, you got to beat them. Not going to give it to you. Marshall, a .408 hitter on the year. OBP of 464. Again, 31 hits on the season. He's stolen 0 bases because he never gets to run. He's the catcher. And that one is tapped over toward first base. Grabbed by Ritchie. Doesn't have a play at second, so he just goes over and steps on first to get Marshall. And basically a swinging bunt gets Bassesi over to second base. All right, Jake Kirchner is going to hit for Huddy Rivera. And we're going to get a pinch runner. All right, Jack Fultz is going to run for Bassesi. No kidding, man. Let's see, who's going to run? Let's see, Jack Fultz. There we go. Don't leave the room, Diane, up in Ocala. He's running. So if he can make it around and score, that'll put us up 2-0. I'm just helping you out, Diane Fultz. All right, empty count. 2 men out, 1 man on. Yeah, they called a balk on that. Yeah, that looked very awkward. Home plate umpire immediately jumped up on that one. Walker kind of kicked his leg out straight and had this kind of funny lean to it, and then decided to reverse directions. And that's going to move Jack Fultz over to third base. So 2 men out. Jay Kirchner, the pinch hitter, up. He hits one high, but it is going left, way, way left. That's out of play. It's so far left. It needs to move to San Francisco, dye its hair blue, and start protesting. Okay. 0-1. That one hit in the air to the left center. Is anybody going to get to it? No, they're not. It drops between left fielder Worley and shortstop Maisie. And Jay Kirchner with an RBI single to put an insurance run on the board. All right, take it any way you can get it. That one's in there for a strike. This is Mason Greco, who is 2 for 2 on the night. He's got a double to left and a single to right. Kirchner at first after the RBI single. 2-0 Jesuit. A ball and a strike, 2 away, 1 man on. We are at the bottom of the 6th inning. Runner breaks. Ball. He almost hits the pitcher who was kneeling down. He almost hit Matthew Walker in the head with the throw down to second base. Goodness. Golly, he looked over. I remember Joe Pesci in Goodfellas when that guy told him, get your shoe shine box. How he looked at him like, are you crazy? The pitcher snapped his head around and looked at him like, what? Oh, my gosh. 2 balls and a strike. Goodness. I bet he lost his footing. I bet Reese Sanchez lost his footing a bit like on that one. He's been sharp back there tonight. I mean, it's the 6th inning. He's been working back there tonight. 3-1. Down and in, and Mason Greco is on base for the third. He is down with OBP. He's down with OBP. Yes, you know me. On base all 3 times tonight has Mason Greco been. And now Ben Burke ready to turn over the lineup. Are we going to get another pitcher? Yeah, it looks like all the teammates over there, all the Warhawks, are waiting to greet Matthew Walker, who's thrown 59 pitches, 38 strikes. He's really been good in relief. I mean, look, it's bottom of the 6th. It's 2-0. This is a swing of the bat type of game. Everybody gives him a hand, well deserved. Going to bring up number 20, Cooper Walker. He's going to come in relief here. All right, so Cooper Walker, he's got a lot of zip on his fastball, and he kind of comes from this sidearm delivery. So that sidearm slot, he is a 15-time all-tournament selection. A 6'1" senior, 155 pounds, but he is, I mean, I have his fastball at 84, but that's what Perfect Game has from 2023. It's 3 years ago. And this looks quicker than that for sure. All right, Ben Burke, folks, a familiar face. Leadoff hitter Ben Burke, 28-time All-Tournament selection. Tonight, Ben has singled to right, walked, and hit into a fielder's choice. 1 for 2, on base twice. Comes out to the cool grooves of Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, tell him. Empty count, 2 men on. That one hit in the air to left field. Worley heading over. He dives for it, but he does not make the grab. It kicks foul. Around the bases come all of the Tigers, and 2 more runs come across. It's now 4-0 Jesuit. A heck of an effort from Cole Worley, and just as he got to the left field foul line, he dove for it, hit his glove, so he got a glove on it, but just could not come up with it. And the RBI double from Ben Burke plates 2 Tigers. And it brings up Griffin Boson. It's 4-0 Jesuit. And now Burke at second. Boson 1 for 3. He has been a victim of 2 strikeouts and has singled. That one in tight and up high. 1-0. That one looked like an attempted breaking pitch. He kind of shook his own head there and said, I didn't get a good pull on that one. Dries his hand on his pants there and puts it back in his glove. And a long, long look in. Cooper Walker kicks and delivers. And Boson the other way. Ground ball, base hit. I mean, basically a ground ball right to left fielder Worley. He's been busy as a rat in a Cheeto factory in left field tonight. Moves the runner over. Now Ben Burke stands at third base. And Griffin Boson, with 2 singles, is now 2 for 4. Going to bring up Cannon Murtaugh. He has been called out on strikes, driven in a run on a sac fly to right field, and then singled to left. 4-0 Jesuit, bottom of the 6th. And Walker lands that one for a strike. That was a nice breaking ball there. Got a ball and a strike on him. That one hit in the air to shallow center field. On the run is Palestra. He comes in and he makes the catch and retires the side. Man, Palestra covers a lot of ground out there, man. Okay, Jesuit plates 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 Warhawk error, and 2 men left on. We now move to the top of the 7th, and Caden Wechter heads out there with a 4-0 lead. All right, Mike, I got 8 men left on for Jesuit and 4 for Seminole. Yeah, it looks right. All right, folks. No matter what happens here, there will be an 11 o'clock game tomorrow morning. Game number 2 of this series. And then depending on that result, game 3 to follow right afterward. All right, due up, Neil Rothrock, Hayden Winkle, and Reese Sanchez to face Wechter. Wechter thus far with 8 strikeouts against 1 walk, with an 83% first pitch strike percentage tonight. Jeez. I mean, a really, really good shutout outing. All right, Rothrock is not hitting. It is a pinch hitter here, and that's going to be Alex Yingling. Fastball, and that's in there for strike 1. Wechter with 76 pitches so far, 57 of them strikes. Just zipping along here. Oh, that one gets a groan from the Warhawk faithful as it's 0-2. Home plate umpire saw it differently. He's not happy. The home plate umpire not happy with somebody over in the Seminole dugout. He says, you get in the dugout. Fastball, high heater, gets a swing and a miss. And strikeout number 9 for Caden Wechter is out number 1 in the top of the 7th here. Brings up Hayden Winkle. Hayden has grounded out right back to Wechter, and then he hit that ground ball that sort of bad hopped over the shoulder of Griffin Boson. And Bassesi repositions the rosin bag out there. 9. Swing and an empty hack. 0-1. That one is sliced foul down the out of play on the left side. Now that's what they're talking about, Austin, when they say pale moonlight. Yeah. That's what they're talking about. Sometimes it's bright, and I hate when they call that pale, but this is pale. Swing and an empty hack for another strikeout, and now it's double-digit Ks for Caden Wechter. And down to their last out are the Warhawks here in the top of the 7th. Reese Sanchez comes up. He has popped out to shallow right field, and he has singled up the middle to shallow center field, right in front of Murtaugh, a few innings back. Wechter, 81 pitches, 62 strikes. Fastball in there for a strike. Ten strikeouts so far. That one a little dusty. It sort of short hops Marshall, and now it's evened up. Ball and a strike. That one's in there, and Sanchez lets it go. Home plate umpire calls it a strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Wechter into the windup. He slings it, and that is hit in the air to center field. Murtaugh calls it. Murtaugh grabs it. Jesuit wins it. That is going to do it for game 1 of the regional semifinal. A dandy from Caden Wechter. A 10 strikeout, 4 hit shutout as he was outstanding and dominant. He got the run support he needed as it was a tight game all the way till that bottom of the 6th. Then Jesuit busted open for 3 runs there, and that was actually all that Wechter really needed was the one they got in the bottom of the 3rd. So it is, let's see, let me give you all the totals here, folks.
I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be here. Okay.
Jesuit, 4 runs on 9 hits, no errors, left 8 men on base. Seminole, no runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 4 men left on base. Join us again. Got to get up tomorrow, folks. Get up, get your breakfast, get your workout or whatever you're going to do. Do your Pilates or your yoga or whatever, but get it done and get in your recliner by 11 o'clock because we got a date. Same spot, 11 o'clock tomorrow. Love you. See you then. Good night.